What's good? Welcome back to Bryce Reacts, man. We're here with another one. Today we're reacting to Jay Z, and I think the chess games that he's been playing behind closed doors. With that said, I've been seeing a theory that possibly could date back to Meek Mill or even further back. But with my theory, it was more about recently in the 2024 beef and how I feel like with 2021, I mean 2024, the 20v1, we've seen the people that was like the face of the beef. You seen Kendrick, you seen I mean, who else was out there? Rick Ross, The Weeknd, Metro, Future. Um, who else I feel like was ASAP. And then later on, you even seen Lucian Grange, which I feel like that was more behind the closed doors, a part of the 20v1. You had Joe Budden, I feel like that was a face of the beef. You had Ebro, I feel like that was a face of the beef. You had Elliot, I feel like that was a face of the beef. Charlemagne obviously gonna hop in there. Then you had some other people that was like side characters, like Kanye, Rick Ross, shit like that. So part of that 20 that I feel like we didn't name was some more people that was behind closed doors and behind the scenes that was playing games. And I feel like Jay Z might have been one of those people. I don't have any facts or anything like that, but I feel like from the interview he did, I just felt like that was like a telltale sign. And we're gonna react to that. We're gonna also react to academics here in a little bit, but I just felt like it was a telltale sign that something was amiss, something was up. And when you hear this Iceman and you hear how much Drake coming at him, you hear how much energy Drake coming at him with, it kind of feels like, did Jay have some type of insight that Drake was going to be coming here from on Iceman, and he kind of wanted to like play ahead of the game and kind of get out of the head with beef and like saying, oh, I don't want to get in the beefs. It gets messy. It gets this and it gets that. And I feel like that was a double down based on, or not even a double down. I feel like that was him trying to like get out of something that he kind of felt like he might have been stepped in. He just wasn't, the public might not have knew he was involved in it. Obviously, we kind of had our feelings with him putting on um Kendrick on the Super Bowl. So that was like some people the public kind of knew about. But from Jake's perspective, that and then you get the bar where it's like y'all running a hoe to second opinion. Then you get Jay-Z talking J. Cole off a ledge. And that gets very interesting in the sense of like you've been in your own beefs, like J. Cole, his own man, and like it kind of could be convenient that you talking him off that ledge, and that could have helped in favor Drake when it's a possibility that you were one of the people that was behind closed doors scheming and trying to get Drake out of here, which would be something that's not like new to Jay-Z or anything like that. Like Jay-Z's kind of always been conniving. Jay-Z's always wanted to hold that number one spot. Jay-Z seems like he always would do anything to kind of even like push public narratives and things like that to help him maintain that number one spot in hip hop. So with that being said, that kind of would have been a motive behind like even wanting to participate. And just like the same shit with Kendrick and how the success of Drake just like boiled Kendrick the wrong way. I feel like that could be possibly some of the same like angles with Jay-Z. And when he seen the opportunity to possibly get at Drake and end Drake, I think he hopped on that bandwagon. Now, with that being said, once everything failed and didn't go the way that it planned and he didn't get buried, I think Jay-Z started making plans to redeem himself. And the reason I say this too, because I actually hold this. I actually table this until later. But with that being said, let's hop to this with Jay-Z.
Same thing as far as like sparring with music, with collaborations more so than breaking the whole thing apart.
Yeah.
It could stand it before because there was no so.
And that's even that subtle statement is very like the reason that Kendrick kind of was even upset. Like, all you niggas kissing on stage, you niggas hugging. I want you to be more competitive. You niggas is like, you know what I mean? Like he was hating on that a little bit. And now Jay-Z kind of like in favor of like Drake in a sense was like, man, no, we should probably be doing the collab and shit more than the beefing. But I think there's an underlying reason why Jay-Z feels this way. And it's not even so much because of Drake. Drake just might be the reason it comes out. And we'll get into that in a second.
Social media, and there was no thing, and you know, you had the battle and it was fun, and then you moved on.
Right.
Right now, I don't know if it could stand it with the
You hear him bringing up social media, you hear him bringing up technology
that we have.
Because it takes up so much oxygen.
It takes up so much oxygen.
Yeah.
And now it's just like every day they're just trying
they're
to
still talking about it.
It's not just talking about it. Not like, yo, this song I like this.
Yeah.
No, it's like trying to tear down the people's life.
Yeah.
You hear that? You hear that? So just to kind of get a little bit of the spill, like I don't think Jay-Z is scared of battling Drake. I think this Iceman kind of put that into the ether a little bit more. No pun intended. I also feel like Joe Budden mentioning this like post beef that Drake don't want nothing to do with Jay-Z. And I feel like Drake kind of felt a certain type of way about that along with already feeling a certain way about Jay-Z and doubled down on Iceman by talking shit. But my thing is that when you really get down the list of nasty things Jay-Z is involved with, look up Marina Abramovich, Lady Gaga's ex like fashion designer or some shit that's, you know, a spirit cooker, Satanist and stuff like that, and how he was bowing down to her on the 444 video, or bowing to her multiple different times, non-Satanist. Then you go into the situations with him dealing with underage girls. It's like, you can be like, well, oh, you can't use that because Drake already went through that. It's like, yeah, and we've seen the things that happened with Drake. It didn't affect him. 2 years and went by, nothing's came out. So for in a sense, that's kind of clear for Drake. But with Jay-Z, he still has Foxy Brown. He still has Aaliyah ties. There's still things he possibly could question with Beyonce. There's things that he possibly could question with that guy that keep running around wanting the fraternity tests. Then you get into something that my friend D-Fran, Absolutely Unsure podcast, y'all tune in on D-Fran's channel, live every Tuesday or Thursday, depending on the week. Nigga, after R. Kelly peed on a girl and had known history of being a weird nigga, you went on tour with him. You did multiple records with him. You was in a studio with him. And even, I don't remember who brought it up, but I think somebody was talking about like all those times you in the studio and never once you ain't seen no girl that was just sitting on R. Kelly lap that look underage. Like he was asking a question like he already had the answer to it. I forget who it was, but that's on this. That's possibly on his jacket, and these are all alleged, of course. But these are things that he would have to answer to if he potentially got into a beef, and how social media is. If not only will Drake possibly bring it up, the social media people that may bring it up, and how technology is quick at it, and how they keep talking about it, but not just the songs, the actual pulling down and trying to dissect that person's life. And I think that's what Jay-Z fears the most, because he has a lot of shit. Even if you was to go, oh, Drake, you was raised wrong and all this shit, you like, brother, you was selling drugs to your own neighborhood, killing the community. And you made that on the backs of your people. Then you get into the Kaepernick shit. You can get into the Dame Dash shit. You can get into, like, it's so many shit that Jay-Z has been looked at for weird. If he gets into a beef, like, I get it's against Drake, so he might get that edge. But once again, I said this, and I say this with the Kendrick, and I say this with with Jay-Z. You could possibly win that battle, but I don't think you're going to win that war, and how that might potentially, I think it might even be worse for Jay-Z. Because Kendrick, like, you had the possibly the kid shit, possibly him beating on his wife, and it being, reports of that back then, and people questioning him back then when that happened, or in that time period. So it's not like Drake was just pulling out of thin air. But with Jay-Z, it's way more shit to go with. And I ain't even getting into, so you got the R. Kelly shit. He was best friends with Harvey Weinstein. He's buddies with Diddy. Like, it's like he has a history of bad people being around him. And you think he's the one bad apple he's the one apple that wasn't like that. He was the one bird that didn't flock with the other birds. Then you get into the 50 Cent and Basquiat conversation, and possibly he liking, or assortment of sexualities, to be frank, or to be, you know, loose with it, or however you want to say it, colorful, however you want to say it. It's a lot of shit that Jay-Z wouldn't want to get into. And I think that's the main reason. And I think that Drake would just be the person that wouldn't give a fuck based on all the shit that people in drug through him the mud, as far as like the gossipy type of rap battles with "Are You Hiding the Kid?" or "Hiding the Kid 2.0" or "You're a Pedo," like all these different your house should be rated. So for Drake, he should not give a fuck. And then we'll get into something else that's even more. But let's see if Jay-Z says anything else that's interesting.
Yeah.
It's like trying to, you know, wreck this guy's marriage or this guy's relationship with his child. And it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know if it's worth it at this point.
Yeah.
It's not. And that's the thing. If he get into a battle with Drake, he has way more to lose than Drake. Drake has been drugged through the mud 3-4 times. There's really nothing else you could say, because even through the 4 beefs that we're going to talk about today, they all said the same shit. They all took from the same blueprint. And all of them failed when it talks about actually getting Drake the fuck up out of here. Because it's not that they were just saying, like, I'm a better rapper than him, I should be number one. They were going at character damaging assessments that they were trying to make on him. All 4 of them. So with that being said, they all failed at trying to make people reassess how they view Drake, because he's still been the greatest guy since sliced bread. And if the sliced bread is Michael Jackson, you get me.
I don't know.
That's interesting.
Again, I love the idea that we got so much music in such a short period of time.
Great music.
Just everything around it was just like, man, it's like taking us a couple steps back.
Yeah.
And we just grown so much that I don't know if, I guess I'm gonna say it, I don't know if battling needs to be part of the culture anymore.
Interesting.
I hate that I have this point of view. I do, because I know.
And the thing with history is, like, bro, when you remember shit, it gives you such a like insight to like how people really think and how people really move, versus if you just day by day, oh, he said this, oh, he did this. Like, Jay-Z has his moments to where when something's not going his way, he's going to flip the narrative. The death of auto-tune. Like, he's seen rap going in a different area. He's seen rap going melodic. He's seen rap going experimental to a point that he couldn't keep up with. So either he had to try to stop that shit in his tracks or retire, or just be left up to the world of he's washed and he keeps dropping. Like 444 worked, but that's a like statement piece versus like he been trying to fit in for 10 active years. Like, that's a big difference. So he had that moment. It was another moment he had that I can't remember, where it was just like he was trying to make a declaration. I can't remember what it was. But then you get this one here. And it's like, never before you would never thought that one of the greatest, supposedly the greatest rapper of all time, when beef is just an integral part of hip hop, which I get it. When you mature, you can use that line, but you would never thought that that guy would be the guy advocating for beef to be possibly not a part of the culture. When you just seen a guy that was of the essence of the culture, which supposedly everyone says, just do what he did in the beef. But why? Why now? Why now after you put a guy up in a Super Bowl off the back of a beef? Why now say something like that? Why if you just ask that question, it don't make sense until you understand that who possibly would have been next up in the beef line of things. It could have possibly been Jay-Z and Drake, where things was heading, or could have possibly been heading. And I think Jay-Z was trying to get ahead of it before Iceman, because this, you know what I think Jay-Z's so brilliant at, and I give him credit for? He didn't wait till a week before the Iceman shit to start doing shit like Rick Ross and Punch on Joe Budden podcast. He was like, no, I'm gonna get ahead of this in 2 months, so it's harder to like see all the pieces and puzzles to put everything together. But I see it.
I know what it sounds like. I know what it feels like. I hate it. It's just how I feel about
Well,
it.
it even kind of extended to you, right? Because people made it a personal thing that you chose Kendrick for the Super Bowl. It's like, oh man, he's choosing the side and he's he's not.
Like I don't have what do I have to do with that? I chose the guy that was having a monster year. I think it
I chose the guy that was having a monster year. That's some disingenuous ass shit. Dead ass.
was the right choice.
Word.
It wasn't in some sort of alliance to a battle. I don't.
Yeah.
What I care about them two guys battling, like what's that got to do with me?
Word.
Have at it.
What that guy do with me? I was get squeaky. I said he might not have nothing to do with it at all, but it just seems convenient. It just seems convenient that you put him up. You put Kendrick up when it could have been Wayne, which is also convenient. A guy you kind of in beef with or not, in odds with just because of the competition and shit in hip hop and how serious he takes it and how conniving he is about his spot. Just like he's no different than like a Nicki Minaj, or some people could even say Drake. But it's a lot of these niggas that in this hip hop shit, when they get a certain spot, bro, they get really conniving. And with that being said, we're gonna hop into this take with Act. Ooh, I could have swore I liked it. Yeah, there we go.
And you never caught me. Y'all tried and failed. Grave, he could have rapped from the grave, right? Yo, they're probably having Sunday dinner. You know what I mean? Like the whole time on Kendrick be like, I did say Drake should die. I did say that, but he could rap from the grave. He could have rapped from the grave. He could have rapped from the grave, right? Yo, they're probably having Sunday dinner, punching in the air. Y'all tried and failed. Jay, send the next one at the boy. Send the next one. That one ain't get the job done. Send your best hitter. Send your best hitter, Jay. Okay? That one ain't get the job done. He just turned him even more than a monster. Send your best hitter. Unless you want to step up to do the job. You too old for that, though. No senior citizen slander. Send your best hitter, Jay.
And it's all I'm gonna say, man. I don't know Jay-Z personally, and this is kind of where the narrative is coming from. It's like Jay-Z's constantly sending guys after Drake, but won't do it himself. This is the narrative. I'm being honest. Meek Mill was signed to Roc Nation Management when he was beefing with Drake. Pusha T is a coattail riding ass, brunch attending ass nigga, and was happy to be around Jay-Z. And it just, like I said, convenient. Then you get Kendrick and the J. Cole situation, to be frank as well. It just seems like so convenient. And then another person he's had his situations with Jay-Z, but I want to say ever since like post 2020 or since I can remember the Joe Budden podcast or Joe Budden in general, he's spoken very highly of Jay-Z and never really talks down on Jay-Z ever. And with that being said, that was my fourth person as far as all the different people that he in beef with that and tried to character assassinate him. And the fact that they all are Jay-Z dick riders. It's just convenient. Like I said, maybe Jay-Z had nothing to do with it at all. Maybe Jay-Z never sent. Maybe Jay-Z never gave advice to anybody. But it would be hella convenient. Hella convenient.
Your man will get done up like James Harden on the goddamn Cavs. No defense. You seen that? Y'all seen that game last night? Crazy. Send your best one, Jay. Or maybe it's time you hop in a ring. I know y'all was like laughing like, yo, we got him this time. Yo, it's over. Like, finally. We did it, Joe. They thought they got him. I know, yo. I want to see the screw face. Yo, I hope you don't figure this as a diss. What my nigga name again? He from Buffalo, the dude with the screw face. Like, know this nigga name? I thought we had this nigga, man. I thought we had this motherfucker, man. You know, goofy ass Kendrick. What you want to do, Hov? You want me to go back and squabble up? You fail, nigga. Fail. Get out of here, man.
Like, nigga, we put you on the biggest platform. Lucian Grange, Dr. Dre, Jay-Z. You had all the best advisors in hip hop. Still failed. And I feel like that was the same with Pusha T. Still failed. Like, it's a shame. And I'm more frustrated with the Pusha T and Kendrick. But when you throw in, like, Meek Mill was also affiliated with him. Then you tie in Joe Budden is the biggest nut hugger of Jay-Z. It's like, is this nigga like the Bill Belichick coaching tree of hating Drake? Because that's what it feels like at this point.
I hope you ain't let that bitch ass nigga J. Cole in here. He can't do shit. Get him out of here. Yo, Hov, you need somebody else to come get Drake.
Yeah, and that bro. So now then you tie that into. I'm glad he mentioned J. Cole again. So now you had J. Cole asking for a second opinion of Joe Budden. I mean of Jay-Z. Didn't talk to Drake at all since then. And on top of that, you did start doing weird shit by like hopping on tracks with niggas. Now, some people said one of the records was pre-recorded, but I think it was some other shit that might have got dropped too. I don't know. But when you start to tie all that stuff in together, like I said, all this shit is alleged. All this shit is assumption. I will say that for a fact. But at a certain point, certain shit start becoming a conspiracy and coincidental, and shit starting to be when there's smoke, there's fire.
You got to recruit somebody else. You know, J. Cole, it's... J. Cole ain't get out the starting block. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. Yo, this is how they were eating dinner, like, you know what I mean? All that lobster ravioli while Drake is just floating over these beats, like just showing extreme lyricism. Yo, the skill ain't declined once in 15 years. He's floating over these instrumentals. He got triple or quadruple entendres. Yo, he's painting pictures, surgically breaking niggas down. Yo, Jay-Z, I'm telling you, bro, he must have been throwing these paper planes all in the room. He's going out.
Yeah, I'm just kind of letting my mind think while Axe is talking. Because even then, it's like, Maul was talking about, man, you know how hard it was to hear when one of the best rappers in the world going crazy and you can't tell nobody. It's like, how long ago is that versus when Jay-Z had that interview? Because I'm like, I had to have a feeling that, nigga, if Maul was hearing shit, niggas that are super higher up was being able to get to some certain leaks and shit as well. Like it was a lot of closed. I know it was a lot of games being played behind closed doors. So yeah, it just makes me think. I say, like, was there ulterior motive behind that interview? But with that being said, man, we up out this thing. Once again, y'all make sure y'all like and subscribe. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Once again, we dropping every day. At least we trying to get this channel to 1,000 subs. Make sure y'all, like I said, make sure y'all like and subscribe, man. It's your boy B Neil. Appreciate y'all tuning in to Bryce Reacts, man. We out this thing. Peace.